If you've ever cleaned your cooktop and it still looks cloudy or streaky, this video is for you. Today I'm going to show you how to properly clean two of the most common types of cooktops. The first will be the smooth top glass or ceramic ranges, and the second will be a stainless steel range. We're also going to talk about technique, product choices, common mistakes, and realistic expectations. Because sometimes what looks like a stain is not actually dirt.
First, a quick clarification. Most smooth flat electric cooktops are actually made from a glass ceramic material. So whether you call it glass or ceramic, the cleaning process is essentially the same. These surfaces are designed to handle high heat, but they're also very smooth, which means buildup, mineral deposits, and burnt on spills are very visible. You'll see this type of surface on most modern electric ranges, and even on some gas cooktops where the burners sit on top of a glass surface. The cleaning approach is very similar because the material underneath it is still ceramic glass. Stainless steel cooktops are different. They have a visible grain. Fine lines run in one direction, and if you clean against that grain or use the wrong tool, you can dull the finish.
So the product line can stay consistent, but your technique should adjust slightly depending on the surface. For this tutorial, I'm using Barkeeper's Friend. Depending on the level of buildup, that might mean using the powder cleanser for heavier residue, or the soft cleanser for a moderate mess, or the multi-purpose cleaner for routine maintenance. I also have some microfiber towels and a non-scratch sponge. Now remember, no harsh scouring pads and no metal scrubbers on these types of surfaces. Before I even start cleaning, let's quickly go over some of the most common mistakes I see people make when it comes to cleaning a cooktop. Number one, cleaning while the surface is still warm. So that can cause streaking, flashing, and even set certain residues into the surface. Second, using the wrong cleaning tool. Harsh scrub pads can scratch smooth tops. And on stainless steel, cleaning against the grain can permanently dull the finish. Third, using way too much product. So the problem with that is more cleaning product does not mean more cleaning power. It just means a lot more rinsing. And number four, skipping the rinse step. No matter what you use, residue left behind can actually bake into the surface during the next heat cycle. A lot of cooktop damage is not from cooking, it's from how we clean.
Before applying any product, make sure the cooktop is completely cool. I like to start by wiping away loose crumbs or debris, so I'm not grinding anything into the surface while scrubbing. For heavier buildup, I'm using the Barkeeper's Friend powder cleanser. I sprinkle a small amount directly onto the surface and add just enough water to create a light paste. You don't need a lot of product. A thin layer is more than enough. The reason this works so well on mineral deposits and discoloration is because Barkeeper's Friend contains oxalic acid. Oxalic acid reacts with iron and mineral deposits, which are often what cause staining and discoloration, and helps break them down so they can be lifted from the surface. It's not just scrubbing power, it's chemical interaction. As I scrub with a non-scratch sponge, I'm using light to moderate pressure. The goal is not force, it's consistency. Glass and ceramic surfaces don't need aggressive scrubbing, they need coverage. You'll notice some areas clear up quickly while others take more attention, especially around burners where spills repeatedly heat and cool. When hard water or starchy water boils over and sits through multiple heat cycles, it can bond more tightly to the surface. That's when a second pass may be necessary. If buildup has formed over time, it doesn't always lift in one round, and that doesn't mean the product isn't working. Sometimes it's just layers. And here's something that can really help you figure out what you're dealing with. After you have scrubbed and rinsed, run your fingers lightly across the surface once it's dry. If the area feels rough or raised, that's usually buildup, and that means it's still something sitting on top of the cooktop that could potentially be removed with another pass. But if it feels completely smooth, flat to the touch, and you still see a shadow or discoloration, that's usually heat damage or etching. At that point, the surface itself has changed and no cleaner can reverse that. Cleaning removes what's on the surface. It can't undo structural damage. Sometimes what looks like a stain is not dirt anymore.
On glass and ceramic cooktops, repeated boilovers, especially with mineral heavy water, can actually bake into the surface over time. When that happens, the mark may lighten with cleaning, but it won't completely disappear. Now I want you to keep this in mind. That doesn't mean the product failed. It means the surface itself has been altered by heat. At that point, the goal shifts from complete removal to improvement and prevention moving forward.
Now let's move on to cleaning a stainless steel cooktop. Stainless steel is durable, but it has a visible grain, and cleaning with that grain is important. Before applying product, I remove the grates and wipe away any loose debris. For general buildup, I can use either the powder or the soft cleanser depending on the condition of the surface. If there's heavier burnt on residue, I'll reach for the powder. If it's moderate buildup, the soft cleanser works well. Again, the key is not forcing the product, it's applying it evenly and scrubbing in the direction of the grain. Stainless steel responds best to steady, controlled pressure. Scrubbing randomly in circles can create visible dull spots over time. After scrubbing, I rinse thoroughly with cool water and dry completely with a microfiber towel. And if I want to take it a step further, I'll follow up with Barkeeper's Friend stainless steel polish. That helps remove streaks, enhance the shine, and protect the finish, especially on surfaces that are very visible in the kitchen.
The key to keeping any cooktop looking good long term is not deep cleaning constantly, it's consistent maintenance. So what does that mean? Well, number one, you wipe any spills as soon as the cooktop cools. Number two, don't let sugar or acidic spills sit. Number three, avoid harsh scrub pads. And number four, when you're cleaning stainless steel, always go with the grain. Now this is where the Barkeeper's Friend multi-purpose cleaner really comes in.
For daily or weekly upkeep, a quick spray of the multi-purpose cleaner once the surface has cooled can help prevent oils and light residue from layering up over time. On smooth glass or ceramic cooktops, it helps stop that cloudy film from building back up. On stainless steel, it's great for catching splatter before it hardens through repeated heat cycles.
Maintenance is not about scrubbing harder, it's about staying ahead of the buildup. If you prevent heavy layers from forming, then you rarely have to do heavy restoration again. Cooktops do a lot for us every day, so the goal is not perfection, it's proper care. When you understand what type of surface you're dealing with and adjust your technique slightly, you'll get better results and protect the finish long term. If you found this helpful, make sure you subscribe here to the Barkeeper's Friend channel for more surface safe cleaning tutorials.